Well, you could say this is a skeleton. There's the head, all the way down to the legs, like that, feet and toes. And sometimes I'll see like black marks. It may not be exactly accurate. There could be a mark or a brown marking, something there or down there. And that could show sometimes back problems or feet and legs. When you're ready, I'd like you to just pull one card out and pass me the card, please. Well, peace, harmony,
I love
balance.
this one.
Yeah, peace, harmony, balance, tranquility, traveling. It's all there for you. Okay, well, let's have a look at the right hand. More for confirmation, this is, and see what you're making of it.
Just take my
Yes.
hairband off. It'd be a bit annoying.
I always say when the little finger goes forward, you're ready to move on. Time for a change of some kind. And again, enjoying yourself more. Thinking too much, maybe a bit of analysation here. Ready to go?
Yeah.
I'm going to switch this light on. Yeah. Well, it's lovely to see you again.
It's lovely to see you too.
Let's see what changes. I mean, lines do change on the hand.
Yeah.
Not dramatically. It's not like we're going to come back and say, oh, I've got a totally new set of hands. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. But it does show, like how could you look for it? You could say maybe like the main lines are the seas, and the finer lines are the rivers, and then there's the estuaries and the blockages and the openings and things like that. So the lines change as little as 2 to 3 months, as we think, and sometimes less, sometimes more. Depends what's going on in a person's life.
I'm excited because it's definitely been about a year since I was last here.
Okay. So do you use your right hand for writing?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to look at your left hand first. Nice warm energies. You should be learning. You should be teaching Reiki or giving Reiki if you've got the patience. That's the hardest thing.
Well, patience.
Yeah, you can feel the energies. Well, maybe it's because I've read so many people's hands, and I do teach the Reiki here. But you have lovely energy, and that's great for helping people. And it shows also you have like what they used to call in the old days the healing. Maybe they still do healing stigmata lines. And when people have those, it can be seen often on doctors' hands and nurses, but other people as well. People that kind of helping other people in different ways, whether it's on a physical level or mental level, you have that ability, and that's really shows up pretty strong in your hand there. So that's really good. But I usually, as soon as I touch someone's hand, I can feel kind of a little bit of a vibration, the heat, and that kind of lets me know a little bit there. Anyway, this hand is the hopes and the wishes. It's what we've inherited from our past. Could go way back, DNA, ancestry. It's our emotions, our inner world. It's maybe secret world as well. The right hand is what you're making of your life. It's what you're projecting to the outside world. Kind of what you want them to see.
Right.
So, this is a bit of a yin and yang. You could say masculine, feminine even, And in India, they would read the left hand for a woman, the right hand for a man. I don't know, I've heard in China, I've heard people say in China, it's reversed. I'm not sure about that. So, And in Korea, I think they just clasp your hands together and say, okay, which one's domineering? And that's the one it goes for. So maybe this is, it goes back 5,000 years, probably to northwest of India, originated now. Maybe this is just a bit more developed in this way. So reading both hands like this. So let's have a look. Let's look at the back hand. Okay, I'll get my magnifying glass so I can zoom in a little bit more. Nice healthy nails. No stress showing at the moment.
That's good. Always good.
Very healthy nails. Shapes of the nails are really important, and colours, texture. It's nice to be able to see, because when I read a lot of women's hands, they're always polished or extensions and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so can't
like
always see what's
nails.
going on there. But that's nice to be able to see it in this. So, okay, what do we got? Well, it shows one thing. A need for security, like having a good career, being busy, but one thing it does show is that you need to enjoy yourself more. So you better get out and do some dancing or something like that. It does show, funny, if you've got a bit of a sense of rhythm and time in there.
Oh,
I don't know, that could be sport, music, dancing or anything like that.
Right, okay.
But yeah, maybe get out and enjoy yourself.
Not having enough fun.
That's the thing, or time.
Time, yeah.
It's the time, isn't it? It's like, got to make that to enjoy myself.
Exactly.
You probably enjoy yourself in everything you do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to switch off, do you know what I mean?
Okay, I'm not very good at that, so...
Yeah, it's not easy for a lot of people. It shows you are quite outgoing and easygoing, adaptable with people, which you are. It shows a little bit of melancholiness in a way. Well, you see a lot of people, so you do need your own space. That time you need to, withdraw from the world at times. Go on, when's your birthday?
June.
It's a Gemini, isn't it?
Gemini, yeah.
So, yeah, okay. So the Geminis do like to be busy.
Always busy.
You've actually got kind of psychic abilities on your hand there. It's pushed aside a little bit, so maybe it's not being developed. Maybe it is, and that. It can come up in many ways, like we have, you could say 5 senses on that level, really. But some people just know things and they happen. Like other people see it in dreams. Claircognizant, sentient, clairsentient, that kind of thing, clairvoyant. Do you ever get anything like that at all? Have you had anything like, sometimes you might have had it when you're younger and then it's kind of pushed aside and that sort of thing. Or you might even know things and that, some things, you just have that intuition, we ignore it sometimes, and then something happens and that, and you can, and it can happen.
Yeah.
But it's just been sort of slightly pushed aside, so maybe the logical mind's kicking in there.
Yeah, I think I usually use logic to override things that probably my gut sometimes knows.
The gut feeling is important. I can only say, don't ignore your intuition.
Okay. Homework.
And I would definitely say you've got at least one watching over you in the spirit world. I'm not a medium, but you definitely have one there. Sometimes it's a grandmother or someone else like that. Could have been a family member, if you had anyone close to you in the past and that. Okay. But one kind stands out. And with that, I always say, we can't go up, they can't come down. So we just need to say, use your intuition if something is there, you know what I mean? And not to ignore it, because they might be giving you messages.
Okay.
And we're kind of saying, oh, that was a lot of rubbish, let's get on with it. Okay, health looks really good. May need to wear glasses in the near future.
Yeah.
For reading or distance, I'm not quite sure which.
I actually have some in my bag, I just never wear them. I'm not very good.
Yeah, we kind of, we put it off for quite a while until we kind of stretch further and further away.
Yeah. I think it's just the fluffiness of glasses just doesn't suit me. Like I hate putting them on and off, and
it kind of takes a bit of getting used to. I've got both of them out. Really.
Oh.
Don't need them for distance or anything. You give a lot of yourself to other people. That's really good. But again, sometimes you do need to withdraw, for your own space, because it can be a bit draining when people are too demanding and that. I could say you may be a little idealistic, so if you were single, you would set your standards quite high in choosing a partner. It's not going to be anybody.
Yeah, definitely.
You give with friends as well. You may want to give the best and believe in them, and that's really good. You have to be a little bit aware of that, and not to be too obsessive, because you can put them on a pedestal and sometimes they can fall and you could get disappointed with that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like never stop giving. That's great. A great thing to do. But balance is there.
Okay.
Necessary.
That's good advice.
Yeah. No, you have wisdom, empathy for others. That's right. How old are you now?
27.
27 now, right. Oh, it's a magical time coming, 27, 28. Good time for engagements, marriage, divorce, hopefully not.
Don't divorce, please. No, thank you.
Moving, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
Can be a good time. It's kind of a cycle of change, really. So you're moving into the new. This year can be the beginning of that sort of cycle for you.
So I've just realised there's glitter on me. I think it's my eyeshadow. Sorry if there's any glitter.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, it wasn't me creating the magic.
Yeah, little magic fairy dust.
Well, I have read when a lot of the Middle Eastern people used to come over when I used to be in Camden, and they had like really strong, the Indians call it mendi, it's like the henna. For the weddings and that, and it was really difficult to read their hands.
Because it covers their markings. Yeah. Goodness.
I managed to do it, but okay. Let's see what else we got. So, few countries on your hand there to show, and one very distant. So that's where I know you've visited Japan.
Yeah.
And that's pretty strong on your hand there. Shows you always return home. It shows you also very adventurous, so you have no problems with travelling to other countries and things like that. Some in Europe, there's two. One's quite really far away, and another one, I'm not sure where that is. It's like, kind of looks like Middle East, but I may be out, I'm not too sure. There's a few countries there, but two really, apart from UK, two really stand out in your hand. So I know the far away one is, but I'm not sure the kind of in between.
Is it not limited to near future? Could it be like really far in the future?
It could be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, is there any other countries that you visited apart from Japan that you quite like?
There's loads that I like and wouldn't mind living in loads of them that I can't narrow it down. Like I have so many, so much wanderlust.
It's reasonably far away.
I've discussed living in Singapore before.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't think it's that far. I mean, that's possibility. It's possibly showing somewhere like that, but that's not so strong at the moment. This is kind of... it's hard to say actually. I'm sure it will come up in the future. I mean, it could even be somewhere a little bit closer, like Portugal or Spain or Italy.
I can understand in that my boyfriend wants to live in Spain, but whether I would give up and follow him there, I don't know.
Well, it could easily be somewhere like Spain, and it might just be that you visit it, back and forth.
Yeah, I'd have to live there
rather than living there. Yeah. You have got a very strong creative ability on your hand there. And I think it shows a lot of logic, your headline mentality, logical outlook, but you have that kind of creative ability. Not everybody is creative on that level. It can just be dreaminess and withdrawing from the world. And I always feel that if you have that on your hands, then I think it's great to use it because... And some people that are not using that, they could get a bit down and depressed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you have that, because I always say anyway, do something creative. It really helps with relationships, stress, all that kind of stuff, Okay. So it can be really good. There are many points on the hand which, quite prominent, like mid-30s is the big one. That always shows changes with people. Sometimes it's like if a woman hasn't had a child by that time, that could be a really big one to open up, make a lot of changes on that level. Can also affect careers and that kind of thing. Looks like you're going to be busy well into your old age. You'll never stop. You'll get bored if you stop. And it shows, I'm just picking out different things on the hand, but it shows you won't be alone in your old age.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice, isn't it? I always say apart from the cat and dog, but
yeah, got to have pets.
They don't have to be.
Yeah, surrounded by lots of cats and dogs.
So career looks really good here. It looks like a very steady career that you stick to what you know, keep to that path. I can see other things, maybe even something possibly coming up in the very near future. It's not so clear on this hand, but it does show maybe a sort of a new beginning there. Faint line, decisions to be made. It might be a new project that you're embarking on or thinking of doing, something like that.
Okay.
And that shows up possibly any time around now.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so that's good, you know. Doesn't affect your career, but it's just looking like something's coming up from the side of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Good success. Money is there, but not always about two things bringing an income, but not always about money. You know, it's about enjoyment, fulfillment.
Yeah, they're lacking the fun part.
Yeah, and that looks really positive on your hand there.
It's hard with the career stuff because you never know. There's so many things it could be about that I just never know which one it is. Because it's like, oh, something new might be happening. I'm like, oh, I can think of 5 different things it could be.
Yeah, you know what I usually say to people? Someone came yesterday and, where was she from? Oh, she's living in Canada, actually. She came to see me and so she was a bit confused, you know, new ideas and all that. And I say, okay, go home, quiet space, and imagine you're making a movie, a lifetime movie. So you might have 3 or 4 projects that you might have ideas for.
Yeah.
Well, just take one of those, put it into the movie, act it out.
Right.
What you're doing, where are you, who are you working with,
Yeah.
or maybe alone. How does it look? You change the picture if it's not quite right. It's got to come from here to here. You know, with there it's an idea. But when we process it to the feelings, we've got to anchor it.
Wow.
And we've got to really feel and say, yeah, this feels kind of good. So, you know, you play around with it or put that aside, put something else in. Each time you will get to know more what you want rather than what you don't want.
Yeah.
And another way of doing it, you could be, say you got, say, 4 or 5 projects again. Write down a list, write them down, number them, prioritize them, number them, which would be number 1, which would be number 2, you know, just feel that energy.
Yeah.
But it's good to sort of run through that, you know, imagination with the films and you will get that feeling and say, this feels really good. I mean, most people know what they don't want, they don't know what they do want.
They do want.
At least you're doing what you do want,
yeah,
but there's always new ideas that come up and that kind of thing.
Ones. I guess that's the power of visualization as well.
Yeah, and it, you know, it's a law of attraction. We bring it towards us and that kind of thing. That's really good. Okay. So yeah, career's looking good. Something is definitely waiting to sort of sprout up for you. Got a nice, strong and long lifeline. I never predict ages. Some readers, they might do that, you know. I never predict how long you will live or die.
Oh, yeah.
You do have some protection around you from negative energies. And that's really nice. That's kind of, you know, who knows where it's coming from. Maybe it's like spiritual protection. So yeah, that's good. You actually have teaching abilities as well. So, I don't know. You never know whether you teach, but you could at least train people and that kind of thing, you know, in some ways in the future.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a managerial position if you're working in a job or anything like that. Have you reached that stage?
No, I worry I'd be a bad manager. I think I can be quite bossy.
Maybe, yeah, well, could be good. Liven them all up. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe not now, but it does show being in some authoritative position a bit later on.
Okay.
Maybe it'll just fall into
see.
place. You're nothing to where you've got to get the whip out and
Hopefully not.
bust them all around.
Hopefully not.
Nice and gentle.
Yeah.
You will have more experience by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, writing could be good as well. Have you thought about writing?
Yeah, I'm writing a book.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I tell you, as they say, 1% perspiration. No, 1% inspiration. That's the other way around. It could be the other way around. 99% perspiration.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's quite. I think that's right. Yeah, that's definitely right.
Perspiration becoming inspiration
I mean,
would be funny.
Writing a book, I find it quite easy. It's like, okay, you have an idea, and I find it. I'm channeling really the pen's almost, pen's
okay.
or whatever doing its work almost. But there are blockages, obviously, and you do get everyone gets stuck occasionally, but there are times where you need to research things. Obviously, if it's like my last book, Past Lives, I've done quite a bit of research on that, but the rest is kind of documented. People have known the character, and then I kind of go off on one. I can't help myself. I go onto a fictional side of it.
Yeah.
So it's fictional, but it's all in keeping with factual fact, actually biblical stuff and all that kind of. But just keep it flowing. It's great.
Yeah, it's the longest I've ever lasted writing something. So usually I get bored after like a few weeks.
Yeah, you can't. You do need a break sometimes. Just put it down and come back to it refreshed. So, well, maybe that other success line I'm seeing on your hand could be the book in the future.
Ah, dude, that'd be amazing.
That's really good. Yeah. It shows you can put a lot of your time into your work, but it shows it's really important that you enjoy your work as well, whatever you do. Okay. Just checking everything, the smaller, finer lines. So I see a happy relationship there. There is a slight element of strong, good relationship, but a slight element of you do your thing, partner does theirs. And sometimes that might be because you're busy, partner's busy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just carry on like that. But it can be pretty good. One child stands out on your hand. Now, there could be more, could be less.
Okay.
But would you like children in the future?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I'm sure there could be two. It's just that one really stands out at the moment, so I don't know why.
Okay.
Whether that's probably not happening now, but sometime in the future.
In the future, yeah. I don't want one just now.
No.
That would be a shock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because sometimes those lines just appear, in a short time, and you can never be sure. But one really does stand out. That looks good. I mean, as long as you communicate with each other well, it all should be fine, actually. Carries on. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of how it is at the moment, I think. It's pretty good. That's fine. I mean, it's very hard to predict with relationships. Sometimes I see time to separate, and other times it can go on for many, many years and that. And people change. Well, maybe they don't. We don't change, but ideas change. In the ways of doing things differently. But that's okay. It shows potentially, a good, strong, and long relationship there.
Good.
Yeah, which goes on for many years now. And like I said, you won't be alone, apart from 28 cats.
Hopefully. We'll see how many I can get. I'd love 28 cats. That sounds like a dream.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the right hand. More for confirmation, this is, and then see what you're making of your
Just
life.
take my
Yes.
hairband off. It'd be a bit annoying.
I always say, when the little finger goes forward, you're ready to move on. Time for a change of some kind. And again, enjoying yourself more. Thinking too much, maybe a bit of analysation here. And the career does go on for many, many years. That's good. Good success is showing. Seems to be quite a significant change coming up in this, getting to late 20s there. So next year will be a very important time for you for change in your life.
Okay.
Whatever, marriage, whatever it might be. But it does show something changes your life, that's for sure.
Okay.
It's in a positive way, as
Yeah.
far as I can tell.
Yeah, let's hope it's a good thing.
Showing a little bit of emotional stress there. Sort of sensitivity around this area. Sometimes that can be just, when you worry, think too much, you can get a bit sensitive around there, around
Okay.
just upper stomach, digestion. Did you have any problems like that? Or was it okay?
Yeah, I have.
Can be a bit like sensitive and that.
Yeah, I think when I get emotional or stressed about something, my stomach is the first place to
Yeah,
go.
it usually is with most people.
It is right now.
When I'm giving the Reiki, I can always feel the stomach or the head
really?
around that time.
Yeah.
With most people, actually.
How
When they
does,
say...
sorry, does that show up on the hand then in lines, or is it that just like a
Yeah,
feeling?
it's very faint. I don't know if the camera will pick it up.
I can try my best.
In fact, I need my microglass to see it. But there's a kind of marking a little bit around there called an island. Not as much as the one for glasses, though, needing glasses.
So I need glasses more than I have stomach pain.
But it's just a slight, a little bit there, around the sort of, I think it's more digestive up here,
Okay.
the upper stomach there. Very slight. I mean, it can also be stress with a lot of people around certain times as well, which could also be around this time, but I'm not sort of looking at that too much on that level at the moment. It's very slight on the hand. It's hardly showing, actually, but it's just a slight marking there, I mean, when I look on some people's hands, there's a lot of stress going on, a lot of emotional stuff, and certain different areas of the body it can affect and that,
Right.
Well, you could say this is a skeleton. There's the head, all the way down to the legs, like that, feet and toes. And sometimes I'll see like black marks. May not be exactly accurate. There could be a mark or a brown marking, something there or down there. And that could show sometimes back problems or feet and legs and that kind of thing.
Because it's at the bottom of the skeleton.
Yeah, or maybe up here and that,
Would that be the head?
Yeah, I said to someone the other day, I said, did you have any problems, with any around the head when you were younger or something? And they said, yeah, they get migraines, but it's hereditary. 2 people this week have actually said that to me. Wow. Hereditary and their families have had it all the way down the line and that. Strange, and that showed up around the head. You can't, with everything like this, you've got to be very careful. You can't jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
So I always ask people if there was anything. And I never frighten anybody.
Yeah. What kind of black markings is it? Is it like just little bruises or something, or like a mole?
It's just like a little mole. Like
okay.
It could even be like something like that. Do you know what I mean? It could be darker, could be a bit like that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just very, very mild, and other times it can be prominent. You have to be careful because some people do have moles in different places. I remember one guy, and he had moles, whatever you like to call them, spots, on different parts, and he had no problems at all.
Okay.
So, there's always that fine line. You cannot jump to the conclusion. No.
Yeah.
But other times it shows up and people, confirm it and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think I have any on my hands.
No, you don't actually. I think in some parts of the world, maybe India or something, or China, they can be very fortunate omens as well.
Oh.
So, it's different ways, perception and that, yeah. Okay. So I still see a little bit of the idealism there. Well, that's okay. But you're more of a giving person, you're not calculating. The heart line's way down here rather than up here. So you're kind of more open and giving and that kind of thing.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So the higher it's up, the more logical someone is.
Yeah, maybe a bit more calculative than that.
Oh.
Okay, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, you could say, you see the very common in most people's hands, the headline, the mentality, you see it not breaking, but opening up here. And that change, usually around the mid-30s. So that new beginnings. Possibly shows you become more focused around that time. On the mental outlook, more focus, maybe more responsibilities, I don't know. But definitely more focus on, during that time, mid-30s. And that will also be a very important time for your career as well. There's a big decision actually showing on your career, which could be around the 36 mark.
Okay.
Yeah, it really splits. Your whole career kind of takes two paths like that. So whether it's a change of career or whether you just branch out more on that,
Okay.
But that looks like it can be quite a big decision around that time. Success line still carries on. And it still shows you will be in some kind of authoritative position at some point. Okay. What else we got? Health looks pretty good on this hand. Strong lifeline. Health line looks very good. Writing is strong. And a very far away country.
Again?
Possibly working in that country or spend a lot of time. It could be Singapore if you wanted to work there, but it could also be Japan.
Right, okay.
Somewhere very distant from the UK.
I wouldn't mind working in Japan. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. There's definitely a strong connection there for the future. You can never be sure because these lines, again, someone come to me, well, it was online actually the other day, and they weren't sure if they were going to stay in here or going back to India.
Okay.
And I couldn't quite work it out because neither one was showing. And I think that's because the wife wanted to go back to India and he didn't want to, he wanted to stay here. And I was a bit unsure, but I had a strong feeling. I said, no, UK is definitely on your hand, and definitely, well, not that it's showing, definitely there in some respects and that, for the future. Anyway, it turned out that they will be staying.
Oh, okay.
And that was just a quick decision, not because of what I said, but it was, because of what happened. Something happened.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
You never know how that will turn out.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, I read this couple's hand. I said, I'm sure Australia, couldn't be 100% sure, sure Australia, maybe Australia shows up on your hand. And it was so strong. It was like a lion going like that. That was on the weekend. He said, yeah, we're emigrating on Monday to Australia. So things come up different times,
I have to come back if I'm about to move somewhere and see if it comes up.
Yeah, but it's definitely pointing to distant countries. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I'm not seeing anything totally negative in that, as far as I'm aware. I used to get a lot of young, teenagers used to come when I worked in Camden Lock Market. They would say, "Oh, can't you see anything bad?" So I do my best. But some things show up, some things don't. I'm not one of those people that say, this is going to be a terrible time for you and it's going to be like that for 10 years. I don't work on that level, you know what I mean? I do promote people, and if something does show up, I would say, ask you if there's any problems, or be aware, maybe there's something around that time. But I never frighten anyone.
Thank you.
I don't want you to have sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Not that I'm seeing anything at the moment. But it looks pretty good, it all looks pretty solid, and you know where you're going, really, and that's good. That's the most important thing. But new projects are definitely showing, and I would say by the mid-30s, if not before that time, there is a big decision to be made with the career.
Okay.
It might be just it could be moving to another country, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Or spending more time there and then coming back and forth. Yeah, that European one wasn't so strong on this hand. I can see other countries there. So, who knows? It might come up in the future there, yeah. But Spain, it's just very slight, showing very slightly, someone like that, but it wasn't prominent on the hand. Maybe you're not sure about it. Okay, so happy relationship, huh? Looks good. Looks like it builds and becomes stronger. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Do you have any problems with health at all? In the past, I'm not sure about this. It was just a bit of a. It's kind of like a healing square on the health line, which means you overcome it. But
Oh, yeah.
did you have anything at all?
I had like a bout of kind of long COVID-ish symptoms after the
Could
first
have
time I
been
got
something
it.
like that. Yeah, it
But
might have been around that time as well, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone now.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
No, I'm sure. Well, it's definitely you overcome it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I've had like nothing in my life health-wise, luckily.
No, I only just noticed it just now, actually. But it looks pretty solid other than that. Yeah, you got lifeline is really solid. Resilience is there for you. And that's about it. I would suggest go out and do some dancing.
Yeah,
enjoy yourself.
Fun, enjoyment. Okay.
Yeah, or do something like that.
Too much work.
But, yeah. Oh, we were going to do some cards, weren't we?
Yes.
Let's pick up
It'd
the
be lovely.
cards. So, all looks good.
Thank you.
I feel like a doctor sometimes, palm doctor. Come and check.
Checking the health.
So I don't make a big thing of these cards. I'm just going to spread them at the moment, and we'll see what comes up here. Whoops, that's a nice card. Stability in house and home. That's good. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So, I'm going to ask you to, if you have a question, you can think on it.
Okay.
Or you can be very open. You don't have to have a question. And when you're ready, I'd like you to just pull one card out and pass me the card, please.
I'm going to save this one.
Okay, lovely. This usually relates to an older person. This could be a father figure, could be a boss. Not quite sure at the moment. Let's see what else shows up on this.
I feel like my hands keep wanting to go to this area.
Yeah, feel it, like do it. New journey for you. Well, not to be careless, but to be a little bit more carefree, like I'm saying, enjoy yourself more. Courage, confidence, self-esteem, self-development to move forward now. So if you're not sure, if you're thinking about doing something, it is a good time coming up to make moves to go forward and that. That's good. I'm not sure who that is, what it relates to. Others might pick up a lot more on that card. I'm not quite sure. But everything's pretty stable in your work at the moment, isn't it?
Stable-ish, yeah.
No changes kind of coming on.
Not unless I decided to quit one day.
I didn't see that on your hand.
That's good.
I didn't see
I'd rather not, just yet.
I saw a new project, but nothing to do with, as far as I'm aware, nothing to do with your career.
No, if it was a project, it wouldn't be my main pathway. It would be something I made myself, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, just saying, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, cool.
Little dog instead of a cat, but that's okay.
We'll take it. Go for the one at the end.
Thanks. Walking away from obstacles from the past, emotions. If you have anything that again, I feel this is like we do hold on to things, and you're going in for a new cycle of change. This year, I'd definitely say is a clearing time for you for moving on to new beginnings of a new cycle for you. Emotions, and sometimes, quite often. Challenges come before the changes, and that, and emotional stuff can come up around this time and that. And it could even be from childhood or something like that. It could be to do with parents or somebody else even. But it's saying like it's not blocking it, not having the courage to to be strong. It's about being able to recognize it, accepting it, and saying, okay, thank you for the experience, but I'm now moving on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel, and if there was any forgiveness for anybody, forgive them with your heart and that, and clear your own energy, forgive yourself, and just say, okay, I'm now ready to move on, that kind of thing. Because we've all got something that we hold on to in the past and that. But this is a very important time for you. For next year, will be even more of a peak time to really bring it towards you. You know what I mean? A new challenge, a new beginning, not challenge.
Okay.
Take another one.
Oh. I don't know why it's calling
Confusing.
to me. I know, so many options.
Use your intuition. You've got to feed it.
Intuition. Intuition is in this area. One that's harder to get out. That feels right.
Oh my God. Well, peace, harmony,
I love
balance.
This one.
Yeah, peace, harmony, balance, tranquility, traveling. It's all there for you. Yeah, strength is there. It's all there. Lovely card that. And I think, even those 4 cards alone, sum it up almost. Letting go, moving on, and you embrace the changes of positivity, peace, harmony, balance, tranquility. Really lovely cards there. You can stop there or you can go on. It's up to you. What do you feel?
Yeah, I think I'm quite satisfied with that. Like, it's given me kind of the guidance I was...
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
No point in pushing it too far.
Yeah, it already feels like quite a positive end.
Yeah.
And it's like my favourite tarot card.
Yeah, I mean, quite often, when I'm doing the cards, we go through a lot more cards, actually, which is not always necessary.
Yeah,
This is fine, actually. It just shows you what it is, because I know where you're at on the hands, and the cards usually complement the palms anyway. I always find that continuation of a story, it goes forward. Yeah. So that works really well on that, Oh. So it's, it's nice.
Really lovely
nice
cards
ending
as well.
on that one.
Yeah.
You chose well.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you so much.
That was for you, though, wasn't it? It was meant to be.
Thank you, cards, as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So if there's anything coming up from the past that you feel, maybe there's something, ask the universe, is there anything I need to let go to clear anything?
Okay.
It can come, it will come to you. The more we're in tune, the quicker the answers come, and just look at it and say, okay, thank you for that, and and ask yourself, am I ready to I am ready to let go of this. I am ready to move on now, to free myself. Embrace the changes.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. That's it then.